one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price.
That's another root of human struggle, worrying about other people's perceptions about who you are. Like, why would you ever care about that, you know? And I think that I fell victim to that in my past, of worrying about things that I can't control. You know, if the people understood what words could do to a human being, especially where we are in today's society, then they wouldn't be invested in that.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Listen to me. Just hear me out. All right, because I haven't posted in a week or so. I haven't really been consistent over the last 2 weeks, which I'm pretty sure a lot of the people who follow me understand that. It was a long NFL season. They're like, okay, the kid can take a quick little break before he hop back into things. Did not expect to not be making videos or doing the show. Just, bro, sometimes life comes at you fast, all right? And regardless of if you prepared for it or not, you still got to figure that shit out. See, that's what they don't tell you. See, people be like, life comes at you fast. But the next part should be, and you're going to have to figure a way to figure that shit out. You're going to have to find a way to figure that shit out, bro. Regardless. And sometimes when you figuring shit out, it can take a minute. It really can. But we are back. And we are back because we have to be back, bro. It's been an interesting last couple weeks for me. Being sick, dealing with the multitude of problems I've been dealing with in my personal life. It's just been a very interesting last couple weeks. I would say they show your character, but do they? We go through so much in life. What really shows our character at this point? I mean, we go through nonsense all the time. I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about everybody, bro. I'm not special in that way. So, I'm not going to give myself a pat on the back for making it through the last couple weeks, but it's been an interesting last couple weeks, man. I hope y'all having a dope day out there. I appreciate you for joining me, because you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me today, tonight, this afternoon, whichever point in time you're listening to this. But check me out for a quick second, all right? Because I got a gripe. And I know I'll be starting these shows with a lot of gripes. We're going to be talking about the Baltimore Ravens this episode, which I'm pretty sure you know, based off of the thumbnail and the title of the video or the show and whatnot. So, you know, no shocker there. But listen to me. I want to talk to y'all for a second. Because I was playing this game called, I was playing it and I was watching somebody else make decisions in it. What is this shit called? The Devil Within. Is that what it's called? Hold up. The Devil in Me. I think that's what it's called. I'm thinking about, bro, because it's another game called The Devil Within, but I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about, it's kind of like Telltale, bro. How Telltale games do that. It's called, I guess it's called the Dark Pictures Anthology. The Devil in Me. Yeah, it's called The Devil in Me. It's basically like, y'all know how they do them games nowadays where they do the, what do you call it? They be like movies and you make decisions. They be like, all your choices have effects and consequences. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's that type of game. Excuse me. And this one was about H.H. Holmes. You know, if you never heard of H.H. Holmes, he like the first American serial killer, I guess. He had the murder hotel that I still to this day cannot fathom how that operated. Like, I'm playing a game. I done seen this shit in movies. I would like to see in real life. How would a hotel work like that? Like they said walls was sliding and cutting off entrances and different. I need to see how that worked because I need to see how fast a wall closes and how loud that would be that people wouldn't recognize it. I just would really like to go inside this murder hotel because it just sounds like it's way more advanced than it probably was. I'm one of those people who believe a lot of serial killers got away with what they did back in the day because we was dealing with a lot of dipshit ass cops. They can say forensics. Forensics just made y'all jobs easier. Shout out to the people who founded the forensic science and whatnot. Y'all are the real heroes, not the doofus ass cops. And I don't mean that for all law enforcement, but for the majority of them back in the day, go look at how all the serial killers and whatnot was getting away for so long. Go look at why it took so long to catch them. Most of them wasn't brilliant. Most of them just dealt with a lot. Most of them were fortunate enough and their victims unfortunate to come up in an era where law enforcement was so garbage. The times was still very racist, so it was very easy for a white man who is the majority of all serial killers. So white people, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the facts. But a lot of the white dudes, bro, cops wasn't, the law enforcement was, couldn't be him. He too nice a guy. Was looking at a documentary the other day about, who dude in Washington, the highway stalker or whatever, bro. He was, picking up hookers and prostitutes on, that strip. Was it in Seattle? I can't remember his name, but one dude saw him kidnapping his girlfriend. They told the cops. The cops went to the dude's house where the girl was at inside the house, probably about to be murdered. All he had to tell him was, oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. There's nobody here with me. And the cops left because that's how you got treated back in the day as a white guy. Now, if you think for yourself, if you think back for a second, imagine if he was a African-American man. Bro, they wouldn't even ask no questions. They would have came out with a SWAT team, busted his shit down, and got that little girl up out of there. I'm just telling you. But Anyways, this one was about H.H. Holmes. It really wasn't about H.H. Holmes as much as it was. I don't even know how you really put it. Because they was talking about for one, I don't even understand the story that was going on throughout it, like the recordings. Every time you press the recorder and a story would be told, like I'm like an interview was happening. I'm not sure if that was H.H. Holmes, the real life person, or like a creation from the video game. I'm not quite sure about that. It was very confusing. Nonetheless, My gripe with these type of games, well, my gripe with this one is I just didn't think the story was that great, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people be like, oh, the characters are so uninteresting. I guess so. I don't know. I don't really know what to expect from, when I play these video games, bro, my expectations ain't super high. All right. Just because I don't think it's too many video games out there with a good story. Like, to be completely honest with you, I played Halo for years. I could not tell you what the fuck the story in Halo is. I just know I played the story mode every year the game came out until I just stopped playing story modes. Like, actually, to be honest with you, I don't know if I told you, Halo is one of the games that made me stop playing story modes, because around the time where I was like, oh man, it's kind of a waste of my time playing story, knowing I'm gonna be on multiplayer all the time. Because once Halo stopped making split screen stories, 343, that's kind of when I was like, okay, I'm not really into the story mode no more. But then it was also that Halo 5, where the previews and the commercials made it seem as though Master Chief and the other Spartans was going to be going against each other. Like we was going against Master Chief. And I was like, oh yeah, this going to be fire. This is a great way to revamp the story of Halo. Because all this convoluted nonsense nobody gives a fuck about, that you got to go to a YouTube video to understand what's really going on in the Halo universe. Nobody got time for that. People like down to earth stories. And when I say down to earth stories, stories that you can understand, stories with situations that we probably done seen a million times, just created to us and presented to us in a different way with your own little twist on it. Nobody care about these multiverses and all this ridiculous shit that we can't understand, or that you can't explain to us in a way that we can understand it without feeling mind fucked. All right. So, as a matter of fact, the only Halo story that I even like is Halo Reach, which is probably why I always say Halo Reach is the best Halo out of all time, because not multiplayer wise, I'd probably give it to Halo 5. I love Halo 5 multiplayer, bro. I played a lot of Halo Reach and a lot of Halo 5 and 4 online, but Halo 5 online was ridiculous, bro. And I think that was the one where they had to fix the online at first, because when it first came out, I think that shit only had like competitive arenas. And it wasn't like, so Halo got a game mode for like people who like playing ranked and all that type of shit. When Halo 5 came out, it felt like all of the online was basically that. That's what it felt. And then over the, months, they fixed it up and whatnot. But nonetheless, Halo Reach was a great story. Other than that, I couldn't tell you what the fuck none of them stories about on Halo was about. That's why I didn't play Destiny. Because when you playing these story-based games, bro, and the story is so fucking convoluted, bro. Like, what I'm supposed to do with this? And then people be like, well, you got to read the book or the comic to understand this part. I'm playing the game. If they can't give me everything I need in the game, I'm good, bro. They be doing that shit for Gears of War and shit. Now, I don't play Gears of War not because of the story, even though that story is great. Like, it's not convoluted. I understand D-Day and all that type of shit for Gears of War, and I understand Kate's whole story now and whatnot. I hate cover-based shooters, bro. And Gears of War, I used to play that for a long time until I realized, bro, why the fuck I gotta get behind cover every time? I understand in real life how realistic it is, but I'm not trying to have to play a cover-based shooter and shoot behind cover every time. No, bro, that's irritating. Plus, I don't like the guns on Halo. I mean, not Halo. Well, I don't really like the guns on Halo either, but I don't like the guns on Gears of War. I understand everybody love the Lancer with the chainsaw and yada, yada, yada. And it's definitely better than the assault rifle on Halo, but I just don't like the weapons on Halo. I think the weapons on Halo should have been... I'm not mad at Call of Duty for how they have different iterations of guns every year, because it might be Modern Warfare, it might be Advanced Warfare, it might, you know what I'm saying? It might be in space, it might be back in the day, it might be current times. Like, you know what I'm saying? They can do a lot with their weapon pool because of that. Halo having the same fucking weapon pool basically after a certain game. If you done played like 4 Halo, I mean shit, if you played one Halo 5, you done basically played all of them as far as the weapons go, because bro, the weapons are all the same. But I just get irritated with that form of Halo. But listen, back to this game. My problem with this game, the H.H. Holmes thing is cool, I guess. I don't really, they twist to it is cool, I guess. My problem specifically, however, is for one, we don't see who get unmasked at the end. And I guess seeing who get unmasked don't really matter when you haven't seen that person the whole game. But for some reason, every time somebody walk around with a mask on, I want to see who under the mask. Like, I want to see the face of the man under the mask. Because I just think it's corny why I'ma mask up my villain if I'm never going to unmask him? I hate that shit. Also, it was a part of this game where the dude's mask came off in front of the Mark. And Mark didn't even like make no thing like, oh my God, that's, I don't know, man. I feel like the story could have went somewhere that it didn't go. I feel like this shit was only, okay, so from me playing it, it felt like a way to put, well, it really felt like if you watch the beginning of it, the H.H. Holmes part of it where he had the two guests, somehow they was the only two in the hotel. That's the weird part. In the beginning of the game, when H.H. Holmes is alive, before he get caught and he do his first two kills, it's nobody in the hotel. And then you go to the, the part where these 5 or 4 is in there. Nobody's in the hotel. So this shit don't make sense to me in that regard. Like, this is an unfrequented hotel, so I don't know. That part don't make sense. But on top of that, this dude who done basically turned the entire hotel into another murder house, I just don't understand how. I don't understand how this could work. I'm gonna be honest. The murder hotel thing is always gonna be a little fun thing for people, but for me, that shit ain't gonna never make sense how these things work. I think this is kind of like Aliens and shit for me. Like, I don't watch too many alien movies or like sci-fi movies. I don't watch a shit ton of sci-fi movies. This right here is kind of confusing. That's how I kind of think of murder houses. Like, unless it's just a horror movie where we know it's just like otherworldly things happening. I just find it hard to believe that I done been to some places that spend money on their building and the things in it. And I done seen doors close, walls slide. I done seen this type of stuff. The pace of which these things move. I mean, bro, you got big ass, probably 300. I mean, these walls got to be heavy as hell. And they moving like that. Like they shifting and closing within seconds. Hell, less than 2 seconds, they done a wall hit from one side to the other to cut. Like, I'm like, okay, bro, that don't really make sense. It don't really make sense. Like, I just don't understand it. But my biggest problem is probably not even that. My biggest problem, it should be the fact that the story wasn't that great. But I'm indifferent about this type of, well, it was a lot of things in the story that to me didn't give me a good little, I didn't enjoy the story as much. But listen to me. I'm indifferent when it comes to stories because everybody's perspective on a story, like anybody who, somebody could have played this game and enjoyed it for the storyline, basically. Like somebody could have enjoyed it. I didn't really care about the banter. Like people I done heard multiple people say, oh, it's hard to like these characters, yada, yada, yada. I don't know about that. I don't know. Like I watched when I was playing it and when I watched somebody else make decisions in it, because I didn't really watch them play it all the way through. I just wanted to see some of the decisions that I could have made that I didn't make. I don't know, man. It felt like it could have been more to this game. It felt like they just put some kids and an older man in a situation where they could die. That's kind of what it felt like. None of my characters died, for one. It's not really hard not to have none of them die when you think about it. Like, if you're just a cool, chill person, you probably gonna get the ending where everybody live. If you somebody who freak out a lot, you a impulsive decision maker and yada, 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 yeah, you'll probably make some dumbass decisions. that get people killed in this. But for the most part, this game don't really, in my opinion, give you to, because on some of the parts where you think one person got to die and the other live, both of them still can come out alive. So I don't have too much. Okay, so here's my biggest problem with this type of game. Because I don't really have a problem with this, bro. If you didn't like the story and the banter between them, it's not much that I can say to you about that, because I didn't care about it. Like, it's not that I thought it was bad. I just didn't. It wasn't bad enough to me to where I had to think about it. Like, basically everything they were saying to each other made sense. I done come to the realization on these games that relationship talk is going to be involved for like 50% of the conversations, and then the other 50 is the story and shit that we don't know about that they filling us in on. Mark dated I forget the redhead's name. Mark dated the redhead. They broke up at the end of the game. They did not get back together. That was weird. Aaron and Jamie got together at the end of the game. Buddy stopped smoking. I don't know how I keep forgetting his name. He was the I don't want to really call him the leader, but that's basically what he was. Nonetheless, I don't care. I don't think the story was terrible or anything like that. However, and I guess you could say they all had to learn some lessons in the game and whatnot. That's cool. And I understand character development, because that's one of the things people be bitching about. People get online. The first thing you see a white dude hop on his YouTube channel, like, I just don't think I couldn't be invested in the characters. I couldn't be invested in the character. So what's interesting to me is a lot of these characters is written like white people or like automatronic white people, and no white person ever loved the characters. That's insane. Like, I understand if a black person was like, yo, these black people in this movie, the people in this game make no sense, bro. Like, this is not how I would act. This is not how yada yada act. But that's just not. Yeah, that's just not most people's reaction. Most people's reaction, at least for a lot of people I see, is, these characters don't have depth and yada. Bro, the game is only like 4 or 5 hours, bro. You're not going to get but so much depth. Not to mention, do y'all even really fucking care? Like, I be hearing people talk about the depth of characters, all the characters not. You know what I'm starting? Because I saw somebody talk. If you really listen to the shit that they be talking about with each other, bro, they fill us in on enough shit on this game to where I don't. That's why I was like, I don't really necessarily care, because they done filled us in enough on, if you listen to them talk, if you had a dialogue, you know what I'm saying? It's enough stuff. Another thing, bro, we thought that the director or the leader was going to kill him. Like, we thought he was in on it with the thing. We got no playback on that. Or maybe I just didn't do good enough completing side objectives or whatever. But I don't know, man. One scene is particularly pissed me off is when Mark broke that glass open with his elbow, and it didn't look like he was like hitting it that hard anyways. And the fact that he didn't find anything else in that room to try to get that open with was crazy to me. Like, and the fact that they chose one person and the other one almost died, and they still found a way to save 2 people. That right there. See, that's kind of telltale game-ish to me, bro. I'm going to be honest. So I don't really be playing a lot. This was a rare occasion, but for the most part, I'm not playing no your choices matter type games, because no, they fucking don't. My choices don't matter. Whatever you want to happen is going to happen anyways. I don't know why you and your goofy ass game developers didn't come up with multiple scenarios as to why this could happen. Like, not to mention, I didn't even find out who Mr. DeMont was at the end of the game. Maybe it was because I know the black dude wasn't him. I picked that up as soon as he was the one who picked us up on the ferry, on the little boat. Like, I figured that out quick. Before they even started talking about it in the game, I figured out very quick, like, oh, this is no way Mr. DeMont would come pick us up himself. It's just no way. It's no way. Also, I'll just get to that whenever. Anyways, back to you don't really have a choice in these games. You don't have a choice, bro. I still remember them telltale games of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us, making decisions that as soon as I made that decision, the game completely undermined my fucking decision. Oh, I wanted to save this person, but you still find a way to get him killed. The game. Oh, I want to save this person, but it's not really going to save him. Oh, I want to kill this person, but it don't really, like, the game make a lot of fucking decisions. They be like, this decision will come back to haunt you, or somebody yada 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 will remember this. They will remember that. No, the fuck they won't. Like, the game will remember this. You know, one of the parts that was hilarious about this game though was when the women tried to trap Buddy, how he ended up walking they goofy asses into a trap. That was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that was way too crazy. Another part that was crazy. Oh, bro, I told you I gotta stop watching stuff when I'm on the show, when I'm doing the show, bro. I be looking at shit in the background, man. But listen, I just hate these games for the simple reason, once again, my choices do not matter. Bro, if I make a decision and you immediately undermine my shit, I got a problem, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. We got a whole fucking problem. I don't like it. That's what these games are to me, bro. It's like the game designer don't come up with enough legitimate options that other people, and I'm not even saying like, so say you got, I guess they usually give you 4 options, right? Now let's say it was 4 other options to all 4 options. So every option got a 4 ways it could play out. Why would that? I don't think you should create these games if you're not willing to go all out. Because my biggest problem with a lot of these games is they just don't fucking make sense when it comes to your decision making, things that you would do in a certain situation, things you would say in a certain situation. It just don't make too much sense. Now, one thing I'll give to this, and you know what else I don't like? I don't like that get out of jail free card with the say nothing. I don't like that either. So, listen, I understand the value of how do you put it, bro? Because I understand why they don't put as many choices on there, because you think you probably, I understand having a set thing that you want people. But that's, to me, still not making it my choice. That's your choice. When you give me 3 options, right? Say you give me 3. Sometimes they only give you 2. And neither one of them options is anything I would pick in this, because I done had this in video games where you get to pick the options. Neither of these 2 options make any type of sense, and I would not choose either of them. But I have to, because it's the way the game wants the story to go. Bro, if the game is still dictating how the story go based off of forced options that I have no choice but to pick, how is it my choice? Like, in my opinion, the games like this should have like 100 fucking type of endings if you doing them the right way, because you never know how people gonna make decisions and things of that nature. Somehow, it never ends up playing out like that. So, I'm at a loss, basically, bro, because I just wish. Did this motherfucker just? There we go again. Me looking at shit. Me not paying attention to what's to the show. Oh wow, man. Okay, bro, that was something else that irritated me. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. This motherfucker basically swimming to the him surviving and him swimming and us not seeing who was behind the mask. It really irritated me about the end of this game. And like I said before, I understand people be like, bro, but you wouldn't have known who it was anyway. But I don't care. I just still want to see who the fuck behind the mask, bro. Like, you got a H.H. Holmes copycat walking around. And then at the end of the game where the motherfucker picked the mask up, like, bro, what do you got to do to kill these motherfuckers, bro? Is he not human at this point? Was that H.H. Holmes as like a ghost or something? Because we saw him get shredded up technically with I saw the red water of him getting chopped up, it looked like, and he just walked back on, like, sure, shit didn't make no sense. Shit didn't make no sense. And of course, at the end of the fucking game, they show you a new group of dumbasses that's about to, they don't even know they dumb yet. A group of people who also finna come and be a part of this now also. How he recruit that fast? But yeah, I don't like choose your own ending type of games, bro. I just, they for the birds. Anyways, I do want to talk about something else first before we get into the Baltimore Ravens. Because, see, I was told, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about something else. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk. Hey, bro, before I get into this next story, though, did y'all see, I guess it was like a 56 part. I saw the funniest fucking tweet about this. But some woman did a 56 part TikTok. This was crazy. I'd be on TikTok and I've seen not one part of this thing. But it's like 56 parts about how her husband, ex-husband now, I guess, what he played her. She thought he was something that he wasn't for like a year or something like that. And then some other woman came out and said he did it to her too. Listen. Saint ain't about to sit down and watch 56 parts of a fucking thing if it ain't funny, bro. And when I say funny, I'm talking about every part better have my ass in tears, bro. Cause I ain't sitting down watching 56 parts, and especially to hear somebody talk. See, that's the one thing Saint don't never do. Caption a long ass video talking about how somebody cheated on him, talking about how he left me, how she did. I'm not watching it. I'm not. I know it's a popular thing in today's society to trauma dump on the internet. So everybody who going through some relationship type trauma like to dump it out there on the internet and tell everybody about it so the internet can come up with their own conclusions. Yeah, I'm not that type of motherfucker, bro. I don't do it and I don't engage in it. Meaning, unless you posting happy pics about your relationship or something like, which I'm probably not gonna like those either, but I got no interest in the negativity on the internet. Bro, people get cheated on every day. People get played every day. Man and woman. I don't feel sorry for you because it happened to everybody. So in that case, I would have to, it's just excuse me. That's just a human thing, bro. Does it suck? Absolutely. But that's just how it goes. So it's hard for me to engage in that type of thing because I don't care enough about, I just think it's silly at the end of the day. Like, you just not gonna catch me on the internet trauma dumping about a relationship or posting a 56 parter about how somebody played. You know, the era of shame is really, and the era of keeping shit close to the vest. I remember when I was in middle school, or not middle school, when I was in high school and the internet was like, Facebook was popping off. And I remember getting on Facebook every day, seeing people tell people exactly where they was at, what they was doing, what they was about to do, what they did all day. And I'm like, damn, boy, y'all boys don't got no secrets no more. Y'all just hop on Facebook and tell them everything. Like, everything. Ain't it funny how the human brain works? Some people would tell you their deepest, darkest secrets just for a like. Some people would tell you a crime they committed just for a like. This shit makes no sense, bro, when you think about it. Like, I saw this video the other day, a couple weeks ago, about the dude who, him and his girl was living in a storage unit. And he recorded it and put it on the internet. Why? If you've been living at that unit for, a year or so or more, trying to stack your bread and whatnot, why would you post that on the internet? For a like? Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Also, by the way, that motherfucker H.H. Holmes was killing people back in the day where, you know what I'm saying, they was riding on horses and shit, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Lord only knows how many people he really killed. You know, they was letting them white boys run around going nuts back in the day. You want to kill somebody? Have at it. You want to rape somebody? Have at it. They was letting them motherfuckers go crazy back in the day. I guess they was like, hell, we doing it too, so we ain't gonna stop you. When I say we, I'm talking about the law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? I was looking at a documentary the other night of all the law enforcement who done went to prison. Obviously, I couldn't get through the whole documentary because it was a long one. And it wasn't the only one. I'm pretty sure I'm not pretty sure. I know it's hella documentaries out there. But just looking at a long video, pause, about different type of corrupt cops and whatnot. Some of these shits is crazy. Like, some of these shit was crazy. A lot of these cops like to rape women. It's crazy. They like to harass women and whatnot. A couple of them was gay and didn't want it to get out, so they killed the dude. It's crazy out here. Stay safe, man. But listen, Silver Springs University of Science and Medicine. Yeah. See, some of these, like this, I'm looking at this dude do it. Some of the things that he done found, I did not find. And I'm usually a type of dude who play a game. Well, when I used to play games like this, I search everywhere for it, yada, yada. You know why I probably didn't do it today? Because I done had a headache all day from Apex last night. Because I was on Apex for like 5 hours straight last night. And when I tell you every game got basically progressively worse, like my day started with me winning a battle royal. But the way I won it was I've never won a battle royal in Apex like this. Every time I win in Apex, I got to kill people to win the game. Me and my team was in the last, it wasn't even the last circle, bro. It was probably like, this was probably the third or fourth circle. Probably the third. We the only ones in this circle. It's probably the fourth circle, actually. We the only ones in this circle. Randomly, we won the game because the last 4 squads died in the storm. Now, I'm always used to dying in the storm because I don't have a set group of people I play with right now, so I play with a lot of randoms. Playing with random people is the absolute fucking worst because I'm starting to see the low IQ intelligence. Some motherfuckers just drop into these shooting games to die. Like, that's what I'm starting to realize. I'll drop into a game with 2 niggas on my team that's like lower than level 100. Both of them want to drop hot. Both of them will drop hot and die within seconds, doing no damage. I'm like, bro. And then they'll get mad if I don't decide to drop hot, or if I drop hot with them, I stay alive, they die. I don't immediately come kill the people that's gang banging them. So they want me to go over there and get gang banged too. So you die like that, so let me go over there and get raped too. I don't really understand it, bro. And like, you know your skill set. You know you're not good at looting. You're good. You know you're not good at movement. You know you crack when a lot of people, you hear footsteps around you. So why drop hot? Bro, the best players in the game don't drop hot. Not when they trying to win. But for some reason, it's still a large majority of stupid motherfuckers who play these games who think dropping hot is what the best players do. Why do you think that? The best players want to drop somewhere where they know they're going to be able to loot up and then start to kill. They might not drop far away from the action, but they're not dropping dead smack center in the hot zones or in the hot spots, period. I mean, this is Apex we talking about. People on ALGS always we always hear them talk about where they want to drop at and how important it is to have a clean drop, to have nobody around you so you can loot up properly. I'm jumping in the games with motherfuckers who feel, I'm telling you, they hop on the game at night and be like, bro, let me see how many times I can die and how quick I can do it. Cause I'm like, bro, this shit don't make sense, bro. Like, how many times you gotta die this way for you to say to yourself, you know what? I'm not gonna keep dropping hot. And it's gotta be a multitude of people doing it because every time I'm playing on, and I don't like skill-based matchmaking. And I'm not quite sure how it work on Apex, but I know it don't work good. Because I'm sick and tired of playing against a team that's got a whole 3 great players, and I'm the highest level player on my team with 2 trash cans. Because the majority of the time, I'm playing with 2 trash cans. Now, very interesting to see how it worked now, because I hadn't played Apex in like 2 years probably. I haven't played in a long time. I don't know how many seasons they put out in a year, but I ain't played since. It feel like I haven't played in a year and a half, 2 years. In that time frame, I'm pretty sure players got better. Not the people who I'm dropping with. Just not the people. Hell, I played with a dude the other day, and me and him actually, like me and him, I was in the same, I played with him at first. He invited me to play with him again afterwards. Pause. Me, him, and his homeboy all was in a match together. Him and his homeboy wasn't good. I was on the highest level out of both of them. I told them this was like my first day back on the game, and I still played better than both of them. Now, me and those two dudes kept ending up in the top 5 because we just played smart and we talked to each other. Bro, the normal average player that you getting into the game with when you dropping in solo, well, not solo squads, but when you dropping in with just random teammates. For one, yesterday, like 4 different times, I'm the jump master. I jumped to a place and some dude on the team want to go somewhere else. Like he just start going somewhere else. So I follow him to be a good teammate. I'm like, I don't really like this. I'd rather commit to go to where I just ping, especially mid-air, but fine. I'll go to where you want to go to. Every fucking time that person died within seconds. I played with one dude yesterday. Well, I played with 2 white dudes yesterday. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't mind playing with white dudes online. I'm not against playing with white dudes. My least favorite player to play with is white dudes because the shit that come out of their mouth when they suck. I'm playing with one white dude yesterday, and at first I understood why he was mad because one dude on our team would not stop. So we moving around. 2 teams is fighting, and this is almost why I don't even like pinging enemies because when I ping an enemy, that's not me saying, "Oh yeah, let's go jump into that fight." That's just me letting you know enemies is right there fighting, bro. So let's not get caught off guard. Bro, I'm telling you, it's like it's this certain player who every time you ping somebody, they instantly think to themselves, "Oh yeah, let's go jump in the fight." I'm playing with dudes who you ping an enemy, they don't even got to see the second enemy. They just go in head first, bro. I don't understand it. This is why I stopped playing Apex. Well, it was a lot of reasons I stopped playing Apex, but this is one of the worst reasons because the third party on Apex is worse than any third party I done ever played in a video game in my life. Like, I done played Fortnite, bro. Fortnite did not have this bad a third party. Like, if you all in the same area, that's one thing. And I understand in Fortnite you can build and things like that to prevent the third party. But my goodness, even if you don't, bro, third partying is just not this bad in no video game I done ever played. Third partying in Apex is by far the worst I done played in any video game in this lifetime. You can hear motherfuckers shooting from across the map. And bro, if you get into a fight on Apex, you should know within seconds. If you don't finish that fight within seconds, it's gonna be 2 more teams rolling up on you. And I hate that shit because that kept happening yesterday. But one dude I was playing with, he got mad at this one dude we was playing with because the dude kept trying to push fights that he can't win. And me and the dude, I don't have my mic in right now because I had just got fed up. So I got fed up playing through the day. So I just took my mic out. I ain't had shit to say to nobody else. So I'm pinging like, bro, come back to the location we at. Why are you pushing this fight, bro? It's like 6 people over there. Not me or your other teammate is with you. This motherfucker, the dude on my team, he didn't come back. He's starting to lose health. The dude get on the mic and you could tell he white. He was like, "Dude, I'm telling you right now, if you don't come back, we ain't saving your ass." Like he already was aggressive with it. Like he already was hella aggressive. We not gonna save your ass. So you make that stupid decision. Dude go down like a couple seconds later. Dude say, "See, that's what you fucking get. I told you were stupid. You should have just came back." So I'm thinking, oh man, I'm right with the dude. I'm not really paying him too much attention, but I'm right there with him because it's a lot of teams in this area. It would not be smart to be venturing off. It's smarter to stay close to the teammate. So I stay close to the teammate. I throw my bracelet because I'm using Loba. to try to beat this storm. Cause now me and him running towards to get out of this storm, because it's like 5 teams fighting behind us, but they fighting in the storm and they can't disengage because it's a fight. So they know they dying to this storm and to each other. We don't have to die to the storm. So we try to take off. The problem is a team saw us as we trying to leave. So I start getting blasted in the back by 2 different people. Pause. My band, I just used it, so I don't have it back for like a couple seconds. I'm literally on like a slither of health left, and I get the bracelet back and I throw it, but it don't land fast enough. And I die. Now I'm right beside the teammate and everything. He just dip off. He never shot or anything to try to help this fight. I ping where the enemy was at. Not for him to pick me up, just for him to know where the enemy is at so he can fight him. This motherfucker hop back on his mic and say, dude, I don't know what you're pinging for. I'm not saving your ass. You should have been with me. Nigga, I'm right beside you, bro. You just didn't get shot at. I did. So, you know, that's one of the reasons I can't stand playing with white people online, because they just, white dudes, because they just think they smarter than everybody else. Like, but on top of that, my biggest reason for not liking playing with white dudes, like the reason white dudes my least favorite people to play with online, bro. They say the craziest shit. They obviously say a lot of racist shit, but bro, when these motherfuckers getting blasted, the way they get, and don't worry, cause it's the young black, that black boy, the black kids, the black boys from middle school to like 9th, 10th grade, they still, they'll hop on the mic and blame somebody else for their L's too. But this happened too much with white dudes who I be playing with. White dude get killed. This happened 3 times yesterday. A random white, and I'm not even talking about the story I just told you. A white dude got killed, got on his mic and started blaming the other 2 people on the team. Oh, y'all the worst teammates I done played with. Oh, y'all fucking suck. I had one white dude get on the mic, and this is when I almost plugged my mic back in. This nigga got on the mic and said, and I apologize because this just made me mad. He got on the mic and talked, and we knew he was white. He got on the mic and said, if one of you niggas don't come pick me up. So me and the other teammate must have been, I'm black. The other teammate must have been black, because we both had the same idea. We walk over him. We start picking him up. Stop healing him. Pick him up. Stop healing him. Pick him up. Stop healing him. I got the time now, white boy. Like straight up. You want to use words you shouldn't be using, that you wouldn't use in my presence. All right. Now I'm finna really mess your day up. So we kept fake picking him up. And then we just walked away from him and let him die. And this motherfucker was sitting there yelling at the top of his, you suck. Y'all the worst people I done played with. I hate you niggas. I'm like, bro, I almost plugged in my mic. And said, bro, what's your address, bro? All right, what's your address? I know people be like, oh, guns, and people put, we all got those. Well, I want to know what your address is, because I want to know if that mouth really that serious. Pause. Like when somebody approach, because this my thing, bro. Y'all gonna run into somebody that's crazy, that's actually crazy, who gonna find where y'all live at and come whoop y'all ass for the way y'all talk to people online. I really wish y'all white boys would calm down online sometimes and realize the game ain't that serious. Maybe you the problem. I understand it's very hard for people to realize when they are the issue on a team, but listen to me. White boys, when you are the problem, I promise you, nobody on your team want to hear your ass hop on the mic and blame everybody else or yell. For one, I don't like hearing white people yell, period. Like, especially if it's directed at me, because then you're going to make me feel some type of way. And then I'm going to want to beat your ass. But we online, so I pay no attention to it. But it's nothing for me to just hop out of a game and quit. Because the dude earlier, when he was like, you should have fucking stayed with me. Another thing he said was, you better hope that I pick up your tag and revive it. As soon as he said it, I quit. He didn't even, bro, that line wasn't even able to marinate for a second before. Soon as that last word got out, I hopped out the game, bro. Because I was already headed towards the quit anyways when he let me die. But I was super interested in quitting once I heard you better. That you better, starting a sentence with that, it perked my ears up. And he said, you better hope. I said, yeah, let me get on up out of here. I said, you can figure it out yourself, pussy, since you so good. I had more kills than him, on a higher level than him. I played better than him. Literally, the only reason this motherfucker got the energy to speak the way he was speaking is because that skin color. That skin color crazy. But listen, bro, I want to talk about something. That I saw Draymond talking about Anthony Edwards. This might not be a Baltimore Raven video show now that I'm thinking about it. Because it's not going to be no 2-hour show. So I just, listen, the next video will be the Ravens end of the season recap. Because I never released my Ravens end of the season recap, and I just realized that. Nonetheless, listen. I saw Draymond talk about Anthony Edwards. He had a lot of great things to say about Anthony Edwards. He spoke about him twice on the podcast with Jeff Teague and the boys, and on his own show. And you know, so interesting when I saw Draymond. When Draymond said what he said, I loved what I heard, but then I immediately went to the comment section on Twitter because he had posted it on Twitter, and I wanted to see what them comments said because, you know, it's not good for my mental health, but I still went down there to see it anyways. One thing that's very interesting to me is when I see people who ain't never played in the NBA a day in their life hop on Twitter and say shit like, you blaming one man for the All-Star? Like, bro, what? Okay, so it's because my mind just got clouded with the stupidity that people be saying. Like, I just thought of a whole bunch of comments that I got to hit on, and I didn't know which one to hit first because that mid-thought them shits had hit me. Okay, so check me out. Draymond posted his thoughts on Anthony Edwards playing defense backwards, shooting everything left-handed. The shit that I talked about on the All-Star recap that I didn't like, that I thought was just disrespectful to the game. I didn't understand it. To me, it wasn't funny. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think it was no purpose in him doing what he did other than he just don't give a fuck about the league. And Draymond broke it down so good. So, like, bro, the way Draymond broke that shit down, bro, was so great. Like, bro, you are employed by the NBA. The NBA do a lot for you, regardless of. Now, I'm not telling you that the NBA can't survive without you, but what I'm telling you is the NBA can survive without you. And what I'm telling you is for the young dudes in the NBA, y'all have done nothing to the significance of a Curry, a LeBron. The older guys, I could see the older guys saying the NBA need us more than we need the NBA at this point. We at the back end of our careers. They still relying on our popularity, on us to sell not just tickets for Golden State or for LA. They expecting us to do big things for the brand of the NBA. For some reason, the young dudes don't understand that. And when Draymond was talking about stewardship and things like, he hit it right on the nail right on the head. The interesting thing for me is when you go to the comment section and you see people saying shit like, oh, you blaming one dude for the NBA All-Star weekend. Like people not even trying to hear the message because they don't like Draymond for their own weird reasons. They love Anthony Edwards so much to the point that they don't want to hear any. Even though if you wasn't a fan of Anthony Edwards, you would know. Even if you're a fan of Anthony Edwards, you got to know how disrespectful and ignorant what he just pulled off was. Like, I saw people hate Jimmy Butler, legitimately hate Jimmy Butler just because he wouldn't go into the All-Star game. He just sat on the bench the whole time. This motherfucker just played defense backwards and basically played no defense and chose to shoot with his non-dominant hand. And somehow people found ways to make excuses for him. People's like, oh, well, nobody else. Bro, we're not talking about everybody else. And if you just listen to what Draymond's saying, see, this is my problem with the face of the NBA, what the show is about today. The face of the NBA conversation is just a goofy conversation to me. It really is. When people ask, oh, is it Tatum? Is it Ja Morant? It's none of these boys. It's none of them. Dead ass. Because I ain't seen none of these dudes be willing. For one, none of them done one on the level of a Steph Curry, LeBron James. And I think The fact that people is in a rush to get Steph and LeBron out of here is crazy. They did the same thing with Peyton Manning. I don't understand what's this thing of y'all just not appreciating greatness while you have it, bro. Like, I'm not counting down LeBron and Steph's. Now, because I got to watch them for their entire careers, I do think about, yeah, we far closer to the ending than we is to the beginning. Obviously. And it's almost, you can't even fathom watching LeBron and Steph for all these years, and especially LeBron, because he's been in the league for I think like 5 years longer than Curry. Watching LeBron's entire career so far, thinking to myself sometimes, man, we almost at the tail end of this thing. Like, we almost at the last chapter of his NBA story as far as his playing career. That get crazy when you think about it. So I don't really understand why everybody's so addicted to trying to push him out so quick. Like, why everybody's so addicted to get him out of this thing, him and Steph and KD. Bro, the dudes that y'all love so much. Like, I'm really sick of hearing how Luka better than everybody else. Why? Because he got a great offensive repertoire? I done seen a lot of great players with great offensive repertoires. What do Luka do to make his team a championship contending team? Because a lot of these teams y'all think contenders is only contenders because of the player can score a lot of points. He don't really change the culture. He don't really hockey assist or those late assists that you get after dribbling the ball a lot. That's what y'all think converting to championships. And I remember when James Harden was in his prime, I was walking around telling my homies, James Harden's not winning the championship playing like that. And all I kept hearing, well, he averaged 10 assists. I said, he not getting them the clean way, bro. It's not like he running the offense, bro. It's dribble, dribble, dribble. It's nothing there. Let me swing it out for a three. It's not a legitimate offense that can be, that can't be stopped by a better team, bro. It's just no way. So for me, when we talk about this, the next face of the NBA, I just think it's a goofy conversation to have, because why don't we just let somebody earn that title? I mean, to be completely honest with you, the closest thing to a face of the NBA right now is, other than Steph, KD, LeBron. And I don't really think KD is a face of the NBA. I understand he's one of the top players in it. But when I think of the two faces of the NBA right now, to me, that's Steph and LeBron, period. But when I think about like the current one of the young guys, and maybe Giannis don't qualify as young anymore, but I would say Giannis. I think it's pretty telling that Giannis is in Milwaukee. And it seemed like the hype around Milwaukee is less than it's ever been. I feel like on most years we talk about Milwaukee way more than we done talked about them this year. And I don't know if it's because of the coaching change, Dame. I really don't know what it is. You think they talk about him more because Dame is there now, but they don't, which is pretty wild. But when I think about the faces of the NBA, I'm thinking about the Giannis. I would love to see Giannis do a dunk contest. I don't think he could do one because I don't think he got the type of airtime to stay in the air long enough to pull off no clean dunks, because Giannis is a power dunk. Giannis is an in-game dunker. All right, I be hearing people say, oh, I'm just an in-game dunker. Giannis is an in-game dunker. Giannis is hella athletic, but he don't jump as high as you would need him to jump to win a dunk contest, to be able to pull off some of the shit. He got the throwing it down hard part to a T. But I don't think Giannis would be able to stay in the air long enough. Like, I'm not telling you he couldn't, because JaVale McGee definitely figured it out. But Giannis would have to have creativity more than airtime for his dunk. Some people get in the air and be in the air for a long time. Some people got the creativity. I wouldn't mind seeing it. But look at Giannis. That's the face of the NBA to me. He come to the All-Star games. He play hard. I remember when people was mad in the All-Star games because they was like, bro, Giannis only dunking the ball, bro. Like he playing defense in the All-Star game. Yeah. Because Giannis plays hard. Now, over time, people done got to Giannis basically because he don't take this shit as serious no more either. Well, I'm not going to say he don't take it serious. He don't play the way he was playing in them All-Star games before, when the OGs was playing and he was going out there trying to make a name for himself all the time. Now, I guess Giannis just feel like he the big homie at these All-Star games. And he do got a championship. That's one thing that I feel like don't get talked about Giannis enough, how he led a team to a championship. Like, I feel like people talk about LeBron's, the Lakers, and I understand talking about LeBron more than Giannis, but talking about that bubble championship more than Giannis's legitimate championship is crazy. And I'm a Laker fan, so that's crazy to me. But nonetheless, if I had to pick another face of the NBA after Steph and LeBron, it would be Giannis. To me, Giannis is a perfect face of the NBA. I understand Stephen A. I be seeing him say, the NBA, you just can't have a face of the NBA that's not an American player, yada, yada, yada. And I guess to a certain extent, he right. I can't think of no foreign player that was the face of the NBA. Like, I know some Nugget fan will be quick to say, Jokic ain't the face of the NBA. Motherfuckers didn't vote him as MVP last year because they felt like he couldn't win a championship. Now, I hate that happened to him. I don't like that happened to him because he could be a 3-time MVP. Didn't Nikola Jokic win back-to-back MVPs? Jokic resume could be crazy if he had that MVP award with him. I'm just saying that could have been crazy. Anyways, Giannis would be my face of the NBA next. Because he done everything that he ain't done what Steph and LeBron have done. But he on his way. That's why I really need Milwaukee. I really need Giannis out of Milwaukee, bro. I really need him to get the fuck out of Milwaukee. I think it's very clear Milwaukee is running out of time with Giannis. In my opinion, I think they're running out of time. I think they're writing on the wall. I don't even think Dame Lillard, I don't know I need to look up what Dame Lillard contract look like. Cause I don't even know if Dame gonna be back next year for the Bucks. I did see Dame come out recently and talk about the Thanasis, Antetokounmpo, how he better than most of the people on Twitter. I don't know why Dame felt the need to make that statement. This is probably why people don't really be fucking with Dame. Because, like, bro, you be laughing at this motherfucker during the game, bro. You not finna get on Twitter. Now, I don't personally take shots at, I don't even think I done made one joke about Giannis's brother now that I'm thinking about it. But I just don't like Dame trying to defend him, laughing at shit he do, but then going at people on Twitter who go at him too. Like, bro, what are we doing now? On top of that, how long do you think Dame might be in Milwaukee? Because I don't know if it'll be past this year, if it's this year and another year. I just don't want Giannis to get stuck with Dame. I said it when they first got together, bro. I could care less about Dame's legacy. Dame's legacy ain't touching the top guards or the top players. Fuck guards. His leg, like, I don't want to be disrespectful to Dame, but when I'm thinking about the legendary players, I don't give a flying fuck about Dame's resume. It's nothing that he could do in his last couple years in this league unless he win a championship every year to put himself in a crazy conversation. His career is not going to be the same as a Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He not on the echelon of those players. It's going to be somebody who try to say he better than Paul Pierce, but I don't agree with that shit. It's not going to be somebody who said it. Somebody said it the other day. That's why I brought it up, because they was like, I'd take him over Paul Pierce. I wouldn't. That's crazy. That's crazy work. I know people going to think I don't like Dame Lillard, bro. And I got no problem with Dame Lillard, bro. I just don't like the shit to be coming out of his mouth. I don't agree with the shit to be coming out of his mouth a lot of times, bro. I don't. Like when he was like, he the hardest MC in basketball, I was like, why the fuck does that matter? Like, you might be the best MC in basketball, but why the fuck does that matter? Also, motherfucker ain't make nothing like my boy Lonzo, but that's swerve. Pull up and that swerve. Hey, and you don't got that hit. The greatest NBA song all time, and I'm not talking about a song about an NBA player. I'm talking about the NBA player that created a song that still hit harder than every. Bro, I don't care what nobody say. Ron Artest got the dopest NBA song all time. When he made Champions after we won that championship, moment of silence for the champions. They say we warriors. They say we did it again. Hands high for the champ. Bro, that shit is so hard, but I still listen to it, bro. Dame ain't made nothing that's topping that, bro. Dame ain't made nothing that's topping Meta World Peace Warrior, bro. Nothing. And he made it after we won a championship, bro. Could you imagine if we didn't win a championship? We would have never got that greatness. That shit should have been on the top of the billboards, bro. If that shit came out now, I don't know, man. People might think his bars was a little weak or how he rapped. I don't know. I feel like that should have hit the top 20 if it came out nowadays. in the fourth quarter. I remember how he was rapping in that shit. That was my shit, bro. I don't care what nobody say. But listen, when you think about the next face of the NBA, I understand exactly what Draymond was saying about Anthony Edwards. That's the thing that I don't think people realize when it comes to the NBA. That's really why it's hard for me to watch the NBA at times, because I just feel like the fans are so addicted to the young dudes, which is cool because that's who gonna move the needle in the future, hopefully. But the way I see dudes talk, like, example, when James Harden was a younger man, around that same age as Steph Curry, but not winning on the level of a Steph Curry or a LeBron James, people kept trying to convince me that Steph was not better than James Harden. You had NBA players mad because James Harden wasn't better than Steph. Just like a little boys club or something like that. And the way fans would talk about, like they was the ones on the court playing, them motherfuckers would kept coming out, oh, James Harden better. Well, that's how I think about y'all favorite players now. All these young players that y'all like, I look at them the same way I look at James Harden when y'all was boosting him up. They all right. Probably won't win a championship. That's how I feel. And I understand a lot of it got to do with the organization. But also style of play, how you play, what you willing to sacrifice, your commitment level. Bro, I don't understand NBA players thinking. Like, and then y'all convince fans that this shit is okay. Like Anthony Edwards, John Morant, Jimmy Butler, Derrick Rose. All y'all trying to convince fans like the All-Star game should matter. But then a fan will run out and say, oh, they need to do something about the All-Star game. Make up your mind, bro. You can't be sheep forever, bro. Just because your favorite NBA player say something don't mean it's got to be the gospel, bro. Like, this culture of we love somebody so everything they say we going to agree with or we going to argue with, that just created a brain dead culture, a culture of brain dead sheep who turned off their own ability to think, complex thinking, critical thinking, and just said, we are sheep. We are brainless, mindless, whatever he say or she say, we gonna do and follow and defend with our honor. That is crazy. That is crazy. Because I don't think it was nothing wrong with what Draymond said, but to see people in the comment section getting mad at Draymond like what he said wasn't true. I mean, bro, I still can't understand Derrick. Derrick Rose probably still salty to this day that he had to play in that All-Star game. That's the vibe he was giving off. Bro, do you know how unnecessarily locked in and irritating you gotta be? And not irritated, irritating you have to be to stand up there like Derrick Rose did during that All-Star festivities with a straight face and basically mean mug and act like he didn't want to be here the whole time. Do you know how much energy it take to do what he did? That motherfucker really didn't want to be there. So I don't know why they let him come. They should have told him, stay your black ass at home. That's what I would have did. Because if these events can't mean something to us and mean nothing to you, and we still invite you to come. Because at the end of the day, the product won't be what it would be if we love the event and invite other people who love the event to come, who want to participate. It's just a completely different thing. That's why you always hear me say it. If a player come to me and say, bro, trade me, I'm going to trade you. I'm literally going to look at him and say, don't worry. We're going to figure it out, right? We're going to figure it out very soon. Because why would I want to keep somebody on my team who don't want to be there? That don't make sense. That hurt the team. That hurt me. That hurt the other players on the team. And that hurt that player who don't want to be there, because now he's not going to be able to put out his best effort because he playing in a situation he don't want to play in. And he probably thinking to himself, I could be traded any day now since I done requested it. Nah, I'm going to put your mind at ease. I'm probably going to say, we definitely going to work out that trade. We're going to try to get it done within the next couple of days, so we're not even going to play you so you can stay healthy. Worst come to worst that we can't get it done quick and we have to play you some more. But don't worry, my boy. We're going to get you up out of here. And it's no hard feelings or nothing like that. You don't want to be here no more. It's not that we don't want you here no more. We only want people on the team who want to be here. If you no longer want to be on this team, then we no longer need you here. Point blank, period. It's not disrespectful. It's not us being mean. It's us coming to a compromise and understanding you want what you want and understanding we want what we want. As simple as that to me. But back to the young dudes. No, matter of fact, fuck that. So at the end of the day, because I'm trying not to kill Derrick Rose, but I just, like I said on the previous show, I rooted against him his whole career after that. Like I didn't hope he was getting hurt and shit like that, but I at no point in time sat down in front of a Derrick Rose game and rooted for Derrick Rose, bro. I wanted LeBron James to beat them motherfuckers in that playoff series because I'm like, bro, how much they pay this ignorant motherfucker that's come up here and mean mug the whole time? Like, damn, bruh. If you didn't want to be here, you could have just said you didn't want to be here. That level of, and I just don't understand it either. I will never understand Derrick Rose's, and he explained why he was feeling the way he was feeling. That shit don't make no sense, bro. That shit make no sense that he felt that way. And like I said, fans, learn to think for yourself, because every time I hear fans say, yeah, he shouldn't care about an all-star game. It don't matter, nothing. It's about championships. Y'all the same motherfuckers who complain about them not playing hard at the all-star break. But even if the NBA can't get these dudes from being in the all-star game or something, they got to go to people like, specifically when people say this stuff like Jimmy Butler, like Derrick Rose, like what's this dude's name, man? Anthony Edwards, who come out and basically not only tell you that they don't want to participate, but basically tell you that these things mean nothing to them in the grand scheme of things. That's, as an NBA, when that started to happen, when you basically start diminishing and disrespecting the product, that's when we have to come in and do something. And you might not think about it like that, but this is exactly why we don't know and I'm tired of everybody trying to crown Anthony Edwards the next Kobe Bryant or some shit like that. He is not the scorer that Kobe was, for one. He not the shooter that Kobe was. He not the defender that Kobe was. He not Kobe, bro. He not the athlete that Kobe was. He ain't Kobe, bro. Like, I'm tired of everybody trying to... People were saying Devin Booker was the next Kobe. He ain't even athletic. He nowhere near the athlete Kobe was. But, you know, every time you see somebody who can shoot some mid-range shots, who can hit the little turnaround fade away here and there, everybody think they got the next Kobe. But when I look at and I was saying that Kobe quote so wrong that last show because I was so out of it at the end of it. Kobe's quote was, leave the game better than you found it. And when it's time to leave a legacy. And that's the question I was asking. Which one of these young dudes believe that they leaving the all-star game or leaving the game better than they found it? None of them should think that. But all of them just keep taking everything that the NBA give them. And they can't say, well, we giving them highlights in return as far as the playoff. Bro, y'all don't win championships. None of y'all have won a championship. None of you have gotten close to winning one. The All-Star Weekend is literally your time to shine. Hell, Minnesota only done been to the playoffs once, and I understand Anthony Edwards had a couple good games in that playoff series, but they lost. I remember Cat changing his voice in that shit. I'm glad I wasn't the only person who peeped that shit, bro. I saw him change his video. I'm like, bro, his voice. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, man? He trying to sound like Kobe and LeBron at the same time, bro. Like, what's up with Buddy, bro? Nonetheless, I don't think it's another face in the NBA right now. If you make me choose, I'm gonna say it's Giannis. If you say it's Dame, I want to slap you, bro. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that choice. If you think Dame is the next face of the NBA, fuck you. I do not agree with that at all. But that is your opinion ultimately, so I don't want to be disrespectful to your opinion, but I don't agree with it. But Draymond Green's opinion to me is right. And he could have said that statement about other young NBA players. Like, Draymond fuck with these dudes, so he's not going to be trying to call them out like that, but like I said, when Ja Morant told them after like 2-3 years he ain't never doing a dunk contest, I would have called him out. Now, I understand people who blame LeBron James because after LeBron said he not doing a dunk contest, basically that gave leeway to everybody else saying they not doing a dunk contest. The thing that kind of irritates me with people continuously blaming LeBron for that, though, I understand LeBron has not done a dunk contest, and we would have loved, and I'm not making excuses like, oh, well, he a champion multiple times. Kobe did the dunk contest. Jordan did the dunk contest. They champions multiple times over. So that's not an excuse. However, I'm not defending LeBron not doing a dunk contest. I would have loved to see LeBron do the dunk contest. I actually think he did more harm to the dunk contest than good when he decided, when LeBron was the best dunker in everybody's mind in the league and he decided not to do the dunk contest, that that did do something to the dunk contest, and basically players saying, oh, well, if LeBron don't do it, I ain't doing it. But in that same breath, I mean, bro, grow some nuts, man. How many of y'all gonna be saying, walking around talking about some? Because if LeBron turned down a certain amount of money, y'all not gonna turn it down. So I don't understand Dick riding LeBron not playing in the dunk contest and using that as well, LeBron didn't do it. Bro, LeBron done so much more for this, for the league to where I can excuse the dunk contest for him. He done so much for the NBA. Hell, I cannot still be mad at LeBron for not doing a dunk contest. Can I feel a little way about it? Absolutely. But to still be using him as the excuse for all these young dudes not doing the dunk contest, I just think that's crazy. And not to mention, using LeBron to me is silly for the simple reason, bro, look at all the other, you can only point out LeBron. And I hate it when people say, well, most of the faces of the NBA didn't do it. Bro, what the fuck do the faces of the NBA got to do with it, bro? The stars. We talking about stars doing the dunk contest. The best player, like I saw on Gil's Arena, they like to be very specific with their word choice, and that's what let Gilbert Arenas get off with some of these dumbass shit that he be saying sometimes. Because Gil's debates all the time do not make sense. Now, I'm not saying all his debates don't make sense. A lot of different times, the debates that he be having make no fucking sense to me. Like, and I be trying to understand it because I'm like, bro, he did play in the league, but boy, some of the shit he be arguing don't make no fucking sense to me at all. Like, I be sitting there trying to understand it, and I'm like, no fucking shot. Like, I was listening to them talk about players who should never come off the bench if you was like, and I couldn't understand that one either. Like, Brandon Jennings sitting there, it's like, so it don't matter what your numbers is now, your production, they should never come. No, they not no bench player. My boy, they weren't bench players. If they want to keep playing in this league, they a bench player now. Bro, I saw Paul George come off. I saw Paul Pierce come off the bench. Kevin Garnett come off the bench. I saw Steph Curry come off the bench during times. I done seen, what's my man's name? Carmelo came off the bench. And I know he didn't want to do it, but he still did it because he wanted to keep playing in this league. Kevin Love then had to come off the bench. I mean, Kevin Love, look how quick his precipitous fall was from greatness to bench player, basically. From greatness to starting role player to role player to bench player. Like, it's so many. Yeah, that argument by Gilbert Arenas didn't make no fucking sense to me, bro. That shit was crazy. But nonetheless, when you look at the Dre, I think Dre could have said that about a couple stars, bro, because I'm just looking at a couple stars. And like I said, I don't like people continuously trying to use the LeBron James things, even though I do understand that. But, bro, just look at all the other great dunkers. Blake Griffin was considered the best in the league at dunking at the time. He competed in it. Nobody even knew Aaron Gordon. And that's why I don't like it because Gilbert Arenas also tried to argue that the stars is the only ones who do it. And I'm like, bruh, nobody knew. You probably knew Levine and Gordon. You knew Levine before that because Levine had just did the dunk contest the year before that. Neither Levine nor Aaron Gordon were as big as they are now when they first competed in them contests. Nobody really knew who they were at the time. Nobody knew they was finna go out there and do what they did in them contests. So people who use that excuse of people just who use that excuses, that's a bad excuse to me because you don't have to have a huge name to be able to be in the dunk contest. The dunk contest can make you a big name afterwards because you wouldn't know who the fuck a Matt McClung is if not for the dunk contest, even though I don't think he done put up dunks on the level of Aaron Gordon and some of these other dudes. That's got more to do with how weaker the competition is now. That's not on him. I understand it. But what I will say is this. Think about this for everybody who be dick sucking these, dick guzzling these young NBA players, acting like you can't critique them and no shit like that, even though y'all love to do that with Steph Curry and LeBron James all the time. I mean, I see people hate on Steph and LeBron and KD more than anybody, but for some reason you can't critique the young guys. Just a bunch of doofus ass NBA fans. And I'm starting to realize this is why some things are set up the way they are. Could y'all imagine if we had these people on Twitter making the decisions in the world? And I understand we already got a bunch of dipshits making decisions in the world, but could you imagine if high school, middle schoolers played a prominent role in society right now? How doomed we would be with the opinions they get on Twitter. Like, I'm seeing people get on Twitter and bully a librarian who telling motherfuckers to read a little bit more, but you can go on there and post porn and not get shamed for it. Like, bro, ignorant people, evil people, miserable people just find a way to get on. That's why I told you, Twitter is the worst place on earth, because a bunch of miserable people get on there and revalidate each other's miserableness and take it out on people who happen to be on Twitter who aren't miserable. Because that's the problem. There's a lot of people on Twitter who ain't miserable people. There's a lot of people on Twitter who legitimately there to spread peace, love, positivity, and just share it and use it as a platform to widen their business. But they just don't really understand the extent of the ignorance that flows through Twitter. The evil people, the just miserable, lonely, sickening people who only are on Twitter to make everybody else miserable. Like, and I hate it for some people, because I saw, I'm gonna put it at the beginning of the show where Kyrie was saying, if we knew what words did to each other, we wouldn't diverge in that type of nonsense, bro. We wouldn't. A dude saying, and what do you got to be going through in your life to see positive and just hate it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you got to be going through in life to see a librarian get on, be passionate about his career, which is something you don't really see a lot of days. We see so many people working jobs that they don't want to work. They just settle and they always mad. This dude wants to be a librarian. He finds happiness in being a librarian. He loved his mission as a librarian. And motherfuckers get on Twitter talking crazy about him. Now he done stopped being a librarian to go focus on his mental health. It's crazy what this world do to people, bro. It's even crazier because there was a whole ton of support that this librarian was getting. And I hate that because I know he saw that support, but that support didn't do to him what the negative support did to him. Like, he couldn't counter it out. Like, he couldn't ignore the bad news and just focus on the good that he was doing. For some reason, we all programmed, I guess, to just pay so much attention to the negative news. That's probably why I'm the way I am. I just choose not. Like, I'll talk about ridiculous shit that get tweeted to me or to get said, but that's not going to do nothing to me like the positive comments and things do. So I wish he had seen that and let that, because it's really sad what happened to him. Like, I could have seen them starting up a new Reading Rainbow with this dude. And it's just really irritating and disgusting when you see how mean people are for no fucking reason. No fucking reason whatsoever, bro. Like, another thing that happened, what game was it? The Mavs. The fans calling KD a bitch as he walking out. I'm like, what? And I told y'all, this is my problem. This is why I'm never going to be the most loved by the sports fans. Human beings, when they get a hold of this show, they're going to love the show. Because human beings will understand where I'm coming from. Human beings will understand me when I say you don't have a right to treat athletes like they less than humans just because they make more money than us. Because if that's the case, then you should be treating the doctors like shit. Dentists, you should treat like shit. Pilots, you should treat like shit. Anybody who get paid far more than you get paid, you should treat like shit. You should treat like, oh, well, you got good money, so you should be able to deal with it. I think it's just this cyclical, ugly slave mindset, like Draymond and Iggy said, where fans feel as though they can say and do whatever they want to an athlete. The real shame is that most of it come at the black athletes. Most of the time, the black athletes get disrespected the most and told to suck it up, you rich. You don't really see this with too many of the white athletes. The white athletes have a space where they can be vulnerable and all this. A black athlete, it's a real shame. But taking race out of it for a second, most athletes deal with this stigma of, well, you make millions of dollars playing a kid's game, so you less than human. I'm never going to understand that. I just think you the worst type of person in the world to treat athletes like shit just because they make more money than you. If you walk around your whole life treating people worse than you just because they make more money than you, that's a hell of a reality, bro. That is a decision. Boy, is that a decision. That is a decision, just like I see how women get on Facebook and Twitter all the time whining and bitching and crying about their situation when they put themselves in the situation. Like, bro, you had a child with a dude who already got multiple baby moms. You thought you was special. He showed you wasn't. You hop in bed with another dude. Now you pregnant again. He got children. You thought you was special. He showed you wasn't. Now you gonna do the same stupid ass cycle all over again. And once you had probably 3, 4, 5 kids with no baby daddy, or a baby daddy that you don't like or don't find attractive, then you're gonna be sitting back thinking, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Why didn't you think that before? So, stupidity running rampant, man. Stupidity running rampant. But we are back to NFL shows next week. I'm not waiting. We're going to start the our NFL offseason starts next week. We're going to go through the end of the season for a lot of different teams, what teams could have done better, what teams can do better going into the next season. We're going to start off with the Ravens. Then we headed to Green Bay. Then we'll probably go ahead and knock out the teams in the AFC North. I haven't really decided yet, but the Ravens and my 2 teams definitely going to be the first 3 teams we talk about, actually, because Ravens, Packers, Rams. That's how it's going to go. And then after that, we'll probably do the Chiefs because I love watching Pat Mahomes. So the Chiefs will we'll probably wait to do the Chiefs. They won a Super Bowl, so they can wait. They ain't tripping. Then we'll probably get to the teams in the AFC North. It's not that I love those teams, it's that I watch them so fucking much that it's just I might as well go ahead and knock those teams out. I wonder if the dude who told me I knew nothing about the Falcons will be back this year to tell me that again, even though I was right about everything I said about the Falcons. But yeah, our NFL season officially starts next week. We took our 2024-25 season starts next week on Saint World. I already know we took basically 2 weeks of reprieve from the NFL talk. Don't worry, we will be back next week, and we will throw in the NFL talk and things like that. I didn't come to the conclusion I'm not going to do a WrestleMania show because I'm not going to probably watch WrestleMania. I haven't made up my mind on it yet. I'm so disgusted with the WWE, bro. Like, I don't know if I'm going to watch that. I also don't know if I'm going to watch, I know I'm going to watch it, but UFC 300. Like, I'm watching UFC 300. So y'all gotta make sure y'all watch that too. So when we do the show, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all not just confused on saying, I don't know, I haven't watched none of these fights, bro. UFC 300. Figure out how to watch it. Even if you gotta do it the way that a lot of us do it. Just watch those fights. So when we do the UFC 300 show, you'll understand. Because there's a lot of great fights happening on that show. And that might be the best fighting card I done seen in recent memory. Like, I'm not going to say it's the best because I grew up in an era where damn near every single UFC fight card was a great card back in the day. So I'm not going to say this the greatest card quite yet. It could be the most stacked card as far as because it's fights in the prelims that would be fights that's on the main card in the back end of it. I'm interested in that Holly Holm fight with the woman who just came from the PFL, Kayla Harrison, because I don't think neither of them is big names. Holly Holmes is only still a big name or a noticeable name because she beat Ronda Rousey. So, I mean, even though her greatest accomplishment is beating Ronda Rousey, I don't know if her biggest reason we still know her is because she beat Ronda Rousey or if she beat Ronda Rousey. You know what I'm saying? Because I done seen people beat people who we didn't think could be beat and still not be talked about that much. Like Aljamain Sterling was a great champion in a lot of people's mind. He lost to Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley don't get talked about like, oh, he beat Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling might be one of the greatest at his weight class, and nobody talk about Sean O'Malley like, oh, he just beat this. Ronda Rousey was unquestionably at the time the greatest women's MMA fighter. I mean, to put in perspective for you, Amanda Nunes was fighting, and she was not nowhere near what she became when Ronda was fighting. So I think a lot of the people need to be happy that Ronda was no longer as focused in on fighting as she used to be to become what she became. People better be happy that she had a stupid ass coach in her corner who influenced her to do stupid shit. And people better be very happy that Ronda's mentality couldn't handle L's, to be honest. I saw Seth Rollins talking about Ronda Rousey the other day, and I'm going to end the show on this. I saw Seth talking about Ronda Rousey the other day, and boy, that irritated the shit out of me because I'm like, yo, none of this shit that you saying make any sense to me. Like you saying Ronda did this and that, but she couldn't handle it. Bro, why don't you talk about how ignorant WWE fans is? That's why I don't listen to most of the shit that wrestlers say, because they're not going to spit the truth until they not at a company no more, or unless they bitter or something like that. Seth Rollins know good and motherfucking well why Ronda Rousey is no longer in the WWE. And that's on the fans. The fans can help a show, or they can be so toxic that they really fuck shit up. And that's what happened with the fans of Ronda Rousey. So, hey, listen, nonetheless, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. The NFL for the season for Saints World is back next week. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. Like, subscribe, share, because I appreciate all of it. Saint out.
You're making us pay for water, you son of a... You're making us pay for grapes, apples, things that God gave us for free. Ha! Ha! Da, 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 bullshit. You will burn in hell when I'm through with you. You will not be allowed in my Father's house.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty red track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home.